Hey guys, it's Triumph. I'm gonna teach you guys how to do a little modeling in Cinema 4D. So here, open up your Cinema 4D, and here we have the Dare logo. This is gonna be very basic. So, well, I've been being asked to do some basic modeling, which I'll probably do more of these. But let's get started. So you want to move your logo to 0, 0, just to get it in the middle. Just it makes it easier when modeling. And let's add a sphere, which it's better to do a sphere because the reflection of when you add materials and stuff and put it in your Lightroom, the reflections on the sphere are a lot better than something that's flat or even an oil tank. So let's do the sphere. Let's just minimize that for now, and let's turn down the radius to make it smaller because we don't need the light that big. Let's go with 50. Okay, so this will represent like the bulb, and now we want to get like a border or just like casing to it. So let's put in a tube, and let's flip it so that it's like facing us. So under rotation, for P you put 90. That flips it, and we want to make it so the outer radius of the sphere is 50. So for the tube, that's also inner radius 50. So we're good there. Then this doesn't have to be so big. So let's bring that down. That looks good. And then we don't need it so high, so let's drag the height down to, let's just do 40. That looks good. And a cool trick, well, for better reflection, let's say I put a metal material on here. It's for better reflection, you click fillet, and that's a little too much bend. So I usually change the radius to 1, and just so it's a smoother circle, the rotation segments you just bump up to just whatever looks nice. So I'll just be going with 145. So a cool trick, if you don't want a perfect circle, you can drag down the rotation segments to get like an octagon or whatever. Here. So they're at 12, looks really cool. So let's actually go with 12. So we can get like cool little shape going. Okay, so now we want to duplicate this tube, just because we have the size and stuff already looking good. No need to get like a brand new one. So now you want to, let's change the rotation segments to make a perfect circle. There, now cool little piece we got there. So now see how it's like round on the outside but not on the inside. So that's a cool little trick. So now let's add some legs to the outside of it. So let's duplicate the tube again, and let's make it larger. So change the outer radius and move it up, and then so it's not blending or making just one face, we want different levels. Let's bring the height down. That looks good. And let's drag down the rotation segments to like 5. No, that's too much. Actually, yeah, let's go with 5. So we have like our little star going. So what you want to do is click C, which makes it editable, and then on the left side you'll click what I guess mode you're in. This makes it so you can select the faces. So let's just go around, select the faces, which you hold shift just so you can select multiple at a time. There, I have all selected. So now when you right click with your mouse, it gives you a bunch of options. So let's do extrude first. which, so when I click and drag, oh, I forgot one. Stop one. So now when I click and drag, the sides will expand. So first let's actually do extrude inner. So let's just, where is it? So let me just hide those for now so you can see what's going on. When I click and drag, you can either go in or out on the face, so it adds more lines. And then, yeah, it just makes it easier and gets the different shapes. So there, when I clicked and dragged, it made the sides smaller here. But let's make it so we can, like, when we extrude out, it gives us like a little leg look. So now you want to go around and select every other, just for a start. Oh. So let me just select this. There we go. So right now I just have 2 selected. This will just get us started. So now when I click extrude inner, you want to drag in until you get like a size of a leg or whatever looks good. Now you want to click the ones you did not do. So I haven't done that face. This face. Okay, and then you just want to go around until you have all a similar size. So here I'm going to drag in until it lines up right there. So that looks good. Now you want to do that all the way around. Okay. Now that we've done that, we want to select the shapes that we've now extruded in to make these little rectangles. So now select all of them going all the way around. These are going to be what we extrude to give us the legs, or the, I guess, support beams. I don't know what to call them. So now you want to right click and click extrude, and when you click and drag, they will just pop out, add to the shape. That looks good. So I've extruded them out quite a bit, and now I don't like how it's just straight out that way. So I want to click on the scale tool right here, and I'm just going to click and drag to my left, which makes the faces I had selected, makes them smaller. So that makes it look a lot nicer. And then I want to then change to the move tool and keep the faces selected. You want to click the green axis and just drag backwards. Give some angle. That looks good. Okay, then change back to the very top left mode. So this makes it so you can just click on the items. So right now this is what we have going for us. So now let's add some extrudes, like some fine textures to make it look a lot nicer. So let's go back to the polygon tool, or the how you select the faces. Click the tube we have made editable, and now on my screen click on these faces that are now slanted because we dragged back. Let's do extrude inner till you get a good size that you like, and then let's get a good angle. Let's extrude. That looks good. Just add some depth and level for the light. Okay, let's add a better base for behind this. So let's select our circle or perfect circle tube and do Control C, Control V, copy and paste. And let's make the outer radius bigger till it covers the whole, all of it so far, and then just drag backwards until the legs are then touching it. Gives us a nice shape. Okay, now let's add something going over the light. So select the perfect circle tube again, so tube 1, and Control C, Control V once again. And now let's drag it forward a bit, just to the top of the sphere, or sorry, yeah, sphere. And let's turn the height down to about 4. That looks nice. Let's make it 3. And now we want it to be a lot smaller than this, so let's drag the inner radius down to, let's go with 13, and the outer radius let's make it 18. Gives us a nice little ring. And now let's drag it till it's just touching the sphere. That looks good. Okay, now we want to make it so there are little metal pieces touching it, like holding this little ring up front. So what you want to do is, let's click up beside the sphere, or sorry, the cube. Click the freehand and hold and drag to go bring down the options. And now let's select an arc. And now, where is it? Oh, there's the arc. So right now the arc's not facing the right way, so let's just change this H for the rotation to 90, just so it's facing the right way, and now it is. So now click up like the window, go into your window mode, or yeah, press tab, or is it tab, or whatever. Click the window mode to show the other angles or perspectives that you can see. And let's click on this bottom left one, the right view, so we can get a good perfect side view. And let's just make it full screen right now. So right now we see our arc, which is this white line, and right now it's way too big to match this sphere, so let's just move it down first. That's good. And let's rotate it about 85 degrees. That looks good. And what you want to do is select the scale tool and drag down a bit until you get a good size that looks like it will match the outside of the sphere. I need it a bit more. Let's scroll in, get a better view. There, that looks good. So now, once you have your arc looking a good size, you want to click out, so top right, or top right, and then click the top left perspective to go back to our free motion view. And right now it's just a pathway, it's not an actual shape. So let's select cylinder, and let's change the radius to, let's make it 2, very skinny. And what you want to do is up at the top, you want to double click on this option and click spline wrap. And once you have the spline wrap, you will click and drag it into your cylinder, and then in object properties where it says spline, we want it to say arc, so click the mouse and then click arc. And right now it looks very funky, so what we have to do is we have to change what axis it is changing on. So right now it's on X axis. You want to click 1, 2 to make it plus Y. And right now you don't see anything. That's because the segments going up the cylinder there's only one segment, so it doesn't give it enough, makes it so it can't bend. So you want to click cylinder, and where it says height segments, just click and drag up until it appears, and it gives you a good bend. Right now that looks good. This actually looks a little too thick, so if you want to change how thick cylinder is, just click cylinder and change the radius down, which that looks good. Right now there's a little bit poking out past the ring, which I don't want that to be seen, so I will then select arc, or it's now my spline. Sorry about that. And that would be the end angle, so just click and change the number down until it's gone. So right now we want this going all the way around, so what you want to do is select the arc, hold shift and press to the cylinder, and then right click on it, and let's group it. And now what you want to do is, that makes it so it's all in a little folder. So now click MoGraph, go to cloner. Now select your null that has the arc and the tube, and now drag it into the cloner. And now let's change the cloner, click on the cloner, and then change the mode to radial, which is looking good. Right now they're out too far, so then click on the radius and drag down until it's touching, or in the area you want it to be. And you're able to change, select on the cloner, you're able to change how many there are. Let's go with 8. That looks good. Just a little casing. And now let's add some more detail to this light. So right now we have the basic light. Now let's add another ring going around, just to add some detail. So click on the circle ring or tube, or the tube, and then do Control C, Control V. And now drag forward a bit. Let's change the outer radius from 60 to 50. Let's do 57. And change the inner radius from 51 to 52. Just because there's a little ring. Let's drag it down a bit. Just some more texture to the model, I guess, if you can use that word. Right now that looks good. Then you would just select all the pieces of the light, and you just drag it to wherever you want to put it on the logo. And that's how you make a basic light. Make sure to leave a like and comment if this helped you. I will be trying to do more tutorials like this in the future, so see you guys next time.